In the summer of 1975, Jimmy Hoffa was one of the most famous men in the United States. As the former president of the Teamsters Union, he had spent years building influence, power, and enemies. Millions of workers respected him. Federal investigators watched him closely, and rumors of mafia connections followed him everywhere he went. Even after serving time in federal prison, Hoffa remained determined to reclaim the power he once had. But some people believed there were powerful figures who would do anything to stop him. No one knew that he was about to walk into the final chapter of his life. On July 30th, 1975, Hoffa left his home in suburban Detroit and drove to the Macca's Red Fox restaurant. He was scheduled to meet two men that afternoon. Both men were known to have significant influence, and the meeting was supposed to settle important disagreements. At first, nothing seemed unusual. Hoffa arrived at the restaurant parking lot and waited. As the minutes passed, he became increasingly frustrated. Finally, he called his wife and told her the men hadn't shown up. He sounded annoyed, but not frightened. It was the last confirmed conversation of his life. Sometime after that phone call, something happened. No one knows exactly what. Witnesses later reported seeing Hoffa near the parking lot. Some believed he got into another vehicle voluntarily. Others weren't sure what they had seen. What investigators do know is simple. Jimmy Hoffa disappeared. When his family realized he had not returned home, panic began to spread. Police searched the area. The FBI joined the investigation. Reporters rushed to cover the story. But there was one major problem. There was no body, no crime scene, no clear evidence. It was as if one of the most recognizable men in America had simply vanished into thin air. As investigators dug deeper, attention quickly turned toward organized crime. For years, Hoffa had been linked to powerful mafia figures. According to many investigators, Hoffa's desire to regain control of the Teamsters Union may have made him a threat. Some believed crime bosses feared what Hoffa might do if he returned to power. Others believed he knew too much. Over time, former mob associates came forward with stories about what happened, but their accounts often contradicted one another. Some claimed Hoffa was killed shortly after leaving the parking lot. Others suggested his body was transported hundreds of miles away. None of the stories could ever be proven. Over the decades, authorities followed countless leads. They searched fields. They searched farms. They searched warehouses. They even investigated claims that Hoffa had been buried beneath major construction sites. Every new lead generated headlines across America. Every search raised hopes that the mystery would finally be solved. And every search ended in disappointment. No remains were found. No definitive evidence emerged. The mystery remained alive. As the years passed, the disappearance of Jimmy Hoffa became more than a criminal investigation. It became a legend. Books were written about him. Documentaries explored countless theories. Movies referenced the case. For generations of Americans, people continued searching for answers, trying to understand what really happened on that summer afternoon in 1975. Nearly 50 years later, nobody knows the answer. The man who once commanded enormous power simply vanished on an ordinary summer afternoon. Whether he was betrayed, murdered, or taken somewhere, secrets could never be uncovered. One fact remains unchanged. Jimmy Hoffa left for a meeting on July 30th, 1975, and he was never seen again. To this day, investigators continue to receive new tips and new theories, but the truth remains hidden. Somewhere, the answer to one of America's greatest mysteries still exists. And until that answer is found, Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance will remain one of the most fascinating unsolved cases in history.